So in this Golf Fitness 5 and 5, we're going to look at the Lumbar-Pelvic-Hip-Complex. Okay, we're going to go through some basic exercises to help stability and movement around this area here. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go through the cat dog exercise first. Great one for awareness on where the back is, also pelvis and hips. Okay, so we're going to pop down onto all fours. So hands below your shoulders, knees below your hips. You're going to push your back up, tuck your bum under, and tuck your chin in, and arching, looking up, arching your back, going into a sort of anterior pelvic tilt, and then repeating the other way. So bum under, posterior pelvic tilt, pushing your back up, and nice and smoothly to the other position again. So this is not only controlling that posterior anterior pelvic tilt position, but also kind of upper back too, okay? So we're going to go from this position, okay, to cat position, dog position, and we're going to look at finding a neutral spine position, okay, from here. And then repeating, okay, cat position, dog position, neutral spine, okay, having awareness of where the pelvis is, and also being able to go from that anterior to posterior position. Next up, we're going to do a glute bridge with a band around our knees. So, being able to get the glutes working to control the pelvis, and make sure they're doing some work to maybe take the load off the hamstrings, lower back. Okay, really important. So, feet are about 6 inches apart, heels at the end of your fingertips. Okay, what we're going to do is squeeze your bum, bridge your hips up off the ground. Okay, and pressing out with the knees. Little pause at the top, and then back down, relax. Okay, before we repeat. So, bum squeezed, hips up, knees out. So we're looking to create a nice straight line from the shoulder to the knee. Okay, so not arching the back to get up high, but really extending through the hips. Okay, with squeezing the bum. Okay, back down, okay, repeat. So bum squeezed, hips up, knees out, back down and repeat. Okay. So we're going to do a hip flexor with lateral trunk stretch. So this one is hip flexor stretch first. A big step forwards, pushing the hips forwards. Make sure we're feeling down the front of this backwards leg. Okay, squeezing the bum lightly on the back side here, should help feel this. We're just going to then reach up over the top to add a lateral trunk stretching too. Okay, so stretching the hip flexor is important for good movement, good control, and positioning of the pelvis. So hold this position here. Okay, then exactly the same on the other side. So hips forwards. Okay, bum lightly squeeze this side. Okay, then lean over the top, getting the side trunk stretching too. And just hold in this position here. You can use something for balance if you do need that as well. Next up, we're going to go for a dead bug exercise or leg raises if you can, as an advanced exercise. So we're going to pop onto our back here. We're just going to focus on doing the legs here. So stomach brace, okay, keeping the back and pelvis in the same position throughout this exercise. And all we're going to do is lower one leg to the ground, just above the ground, sorry, and then back up. Then the same with the other leg, nice controlled movement. And the idea is not to let the back arch away from the ground, not let the pelvis tip forwards into that anterior tilt, but also not to necessarily squash the back into the ground either. So we're looking to just keep it in the same position as we started it in. So then, if you can do that with relative ease, then we're going to go on to a leg raise option. So we're going to put both our legs up into the air. Okay, so stomach raise, keeping the pelvis still. Okay, lowering the legs down, under control, and then back up. Okay, keeping the back, pelvis in the same position. Okay, so stomach brace, and back up. So next up, setup, being able to hip hinge without moving the pelvis, okay, without going into that anterior or posterior pelvic tilt, okay, so hip hinging not like that, okay, where we just tip the pelvis forwards at the same time, or hip hinging and losing that sort of flat lower back position by posteriorly tilting. So being able to keep the pelvis in line whilst we hinge the hips, okay, so straight back posture. So if you find that your setup's either too anteriorly tilted, okay, or too posteriorly tilted, okay, you want to practice getting nice straight back posture, okay, as we go into this hip hinge position, as if we were sort of going into a deadlift or golf setup position here. So awareness of the pelvis standing up, so can we anteriorly and posteriorly pelvic tilt? Okay, so this is tipping the pelvis forwards and tucking under, so forward and backwards. So as if you got that upward pointing down towards the ground and then pointing up towards the ceiling. So forwards and backwards, that'll be anterior and then posterior tilt. Can we do this? Do you have control of your pelvis? And can you find somewhat of a middle position? Okay, which then once we've got our middle position, we should be able to then get into a nice sort of golf setup position. Okay, can we hip hinge with that neutral pelvic position as well?